So here we are, the middle of May, and we're looking at the UBIX network, UBX. It looks like it's finally ready to make a decision. We don't know if it's going to go up or down, hopefully up, but it looks like the time is here. And we'll talk about that here shortly. We're going to look at DAGs, directional acyclic graphs, which is what UBIX is. UBIX has a $60 million market cap right now, which is down quite a bit. It wasn't too long ago we were talking about it. It was a $150 million market cap. So there's got a lot of room to grow. They're trying to tap into a $13 trillion construction market. We'll dive into that just a little bit. And we'll look at Constellation, ticker DAG, which is another DAG project, and why people are kind of excited on that. But mostly this is a UBIX update. We're going to look at SilentNotary, UBIX staking, the change or rebranding from their Make Me Money now to the UBIX stake, UB stake, and much more. Some Dutch magazines and UBX. Tons of good stuff. So stick around, check it out. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'd like to thank you for stopping by, checking out the channel. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share this if you think others might find value in it. And here we go. So it's been a week or so, roughly, since we talked about UBIX, a digital universe with endless possibilities. It's a DAG, directional acyclic graph, and this is a hybrid, so it can take blockchains. UBIX is a hybrid, meaning it has different kinds, private and public blockchains in a single DAG network. Okay, the ecosystem right here. Basically, the Ubiquity is the heart of the network. It consists of all of the dApps of the ecosystem, an online wallet, the exchange, social business network, launchpad, and more. Visit ubiquity.com. Right now, they're in the process with the exchange custom node-made Node.js exchange, which is currently integrated in the Ubiquity, our super app. SilentNotary is, it used to be its own token, which is migrated over to UBX. But it's the first project of the ecosystem, and it's a notary on the blockchain. We'll dig into that much deeper here in just a little bit. And we got some others. We got the SignItNow.online, which will be the blockchain-based service for signing documents, kind of like a public notary on the blockchain. Wallet Fund, Crypto Receipts, Make Me Money. This is the UB stake that's being rebranded. The VAS, blockchain-based voting system, escrow, smart keeper, 4 tokens, crypto inf. But here's the numbers. $60 million market cap, really low right now. Circulation is 38.2 billion. They say they have a max supply of 1 trillion, but it's like Ethereum, it's emission based, so it's not as relevant to, it's about as relevant as it is to Ethereum. Let's just go like that. All right, so here's UBX Networks numbers on CoinGecko. We see they don't list a market cap. They don't list a circulating supply or a max supply. They have 24-hour trading volume at just over $4.1 million. And they have a price right here at 0.0015. We're down 50% on the month, roughly. And you can basically get this on KuCoin. That's going to be your best place. So here's the coin market cap numbers, same UBX ticker, about the same price. They do list a max supply right here of 1 trillion, and they say there's a total supply of 1 billion. So that's not right. And then right here, the market cap, they have it at 68.8 million, roughly. And again, UBIX has it listed at 60. So some discrepancy is there as well. Here's our, we saw a pretty good growth, huge pullback, growth, pullback, growth, pullback. We'll look at this a little deeper here in a second, but yeah. DAGs, decentralized, or not decentralized, man, I gotta get off of that. Directed acyclic graph, right? DAG, what is a DAG? So here's your blockchain, here's your DAG, here's the article. 2018, all the links will be below this one. I shared it before, and I'll put a couple over ticker, suggested video things if you want. that are along the same category throughout this video. But basically, it's a directed acyclic graph. Here's a blockchain. It's sequential, and you got to wait for the block to fill, then we can do the next block. It's, you know, it's a slower process, right? There's a lot of bottleneck that goes on that just inherently built into the system that it's hard to overcome. And that's where you get, you know, your layer 1 solutions, layer 2 solutions, and other things trying to improve this and make it more scalable. DAGs, on the other hand, are built to be scalable and to reduce these bottlenecks and flows in different ways, right? And different hybrids will do different things, but the concept in the DAG blockchain, a DAG works in depth. This means that every node consists of multiple layers of transactions. When the transaction is registered in a node, it first has to verify 2 other transactions before this transaction will be verified. Those 2 transactions are chosen according to the algorithm. And each project has their own algorithm, you know, and so Bitcoin is a proof of work, just for comparison on this. And some other common, IOTA is a DAG. And then we have Byteball, which is now OByte, I believe, or 0byte. Is another DAG project. Let's see, we got Hedera Hashgraph is a DAG project, and Constellation, which has the ticker DAG, is also a DAG project. Constellation is an open source platform you can use to create a blockchain, cryptocurrency, or decentralized application. Right here, deploy your own blockchain networks, mint your own currency, cryptocurrencies, create crypto wallets for various uses, and explore and validate transactions. It's powered by Hypergraph, and it's basically speed and scalability are inherent in the horizontally scalable design where speed increases with the network size. It's feeless, and Constellation is big data pipeline ready. This thing is pretty cool. You know, this video is mostly about UBIX, but it is about DAGs, and this is a really cool DAG. Hypergraph Network HDTP is a distributed ledger technology known as a DAG, directed acyclic graph. And the acyclic part means that it can't go back on itself. The directed means it goes in one direction, and, you know, the graph. So protocol with a novel reputation-based consensus model. So there, instead of proof of work, is called proof of reputable observation, or PRO, P-R-O. Hypergraph is a feeless, decentralized network that supports the transfer of DAG cryptocurrency, and that's their ticker, DAG, DAG. They run through state channels, that's their microservices. The Constellation HDTP network is a collection of microservices called state channels. Each state channel validates specific data types with user-defined validation functions. State channels from a distributed network architecture that can accommodate real-world big data use cases. And that's the key right here, real-world big data. We're talking developers can integrate state channels directly into existing applications, allowing direct enterprise-to-enterprise security and minimal seamless deployment. Here's some of your core elements, the architecture, the consensus model. You can see node validators, miners, application support. But here's your DAG. See the DAG connections? It looks a little different than, you know, the way it was drawn here, but it's still the same principle, right? You're just catching it. And here's where the network organizes the servers and validates and stuff like that. So, but right here, this scalability and stuff that they're talking about, the bigger it gets, it scales horizontally, vertically, but over 2.4 quintillion bytes of data. That's a lot of zeros, by the way. That's a ton of zeros. Are created every single day. Our network is built to accommodate the emerging needs of the ever-growing big data industry, and that's going to be huge. That's the problem with Ethereum, is the fees and the scalability, which they're working very hard to solve, and many other networks are doing the same thing. But this one, we're talking a lot of data right here that can go through. Speed and scalability are inherent in our horizontal scalable design, where speed increases with the network size. Here's the numbers just from CoinMarketCap. Constellation, again, the ticker is DAG. You're looking at just under 9 cents, 0.089 cents. And this one shows a circulating supply of about 1.27 billion. And they got 3.7 trillion listed as the total supply. But again, I think this one's going to be an emission based, so consider that. They got a total market cap, though, of $113 million. And fully diluted, $319 million. Some links and some, you can see it's had some good growth, and it still looks like it's, you know, got some growth in it. And this is another one you can find on KuCoin. And if you're not using KuCoin, I'm not sponsored by KuCoin. I don't even have like an affiliate link to KuCoin below, but you're missing out on the gems. I try to find a better exchange out there that has the liquidity and the access to the altcoins that KuCoin has. And if you find that, put it in the comments below, because I really want to see it. I have yet to find anything that KuCoin can't rock. You know what I mean? They got so much good stuff. Anyway, not an ad for KuCoin, but here we go. DAG USDT, and you can find, they have a DAG Ethereum pair and a DAG Bitcoin pair. Right here. DAG Ethereum, DAG USDT, and DAG BTC. We'll just look at the USDT just because there's been a... So one thing to consider, right? See how these percentages are different? So Ethereum, if Ethereum does really well, and Bitcoin is a little bit slower, the percentages in comparison to how DAG performs are going to be different. You can see that there's at least a 4-point discrepancy between Bitcoin and Ethereum on performance. And then when we look, it's 7% here for USDT, which is, you know, more than either one of these. So it's good to look at all three pairs for a comparison, depending on what you're using, and you know, but whatever. We'll look at USDT just because it seems like the worst at the moment and the most stable, right? But we saw some growth, some pullback, kind of like this really sketchy looking cup and handle kind of thing going on here. And this is for the DAG network. But yeah, cool. All right, back to UBX. So another directed acyclic graph. It's a hybrid, so it puts blockchains into the DAG, right? So UBIX is a hybrid supporting different types of blockchains, private and public, securely integrated into a single network. There's also the daily airdrops of 0.1% compounded daily, right? That adds up quick, right? Not monthly, not weekly, but daily. And it looks like, too, if you get into the tokenomics a little bit, that they have set aside some stuff to make this somewhat sustainable. So it looks like you'll be able to get rewards for a while. They may not always be the same, but you'll be getting some rewards. They have, so the UBIX Exchange, the DeFi Gate Wallet Fund, crypto receipts. We talked some about these in the list. But here's that Sign It Now, SilentNotary. SilentNotary was the first. It's pretty cool. There's a lot going on here. It turns basically, so here's the app, just the Google Play Store apps, SilentNotary. SilentNotary is a digital notary that saves and certifies documents, emails, chats, audio, video recordings, while securing the making sure that it's legit using the blockchain technology. Well, that was a tough one to get out. Data is easily falsified or misinterpreted nowadays, and basically this is going to make it so you can make it admissible in court. And so why is that important? Who would use this besides, you know, maybe you were trying to send somebody serve them some papers or something, right? Here's your SilentNotary decentralized notary system, multi-platform, ultimate user interface, global legal coverage. And you can see mobile app for Android, Telegram integrated, Slack notary app, mobile app for iOS, Facebook integrated notary, email certification. Talks a little bit about their vision. Again, all these links will be below if you want to dig in and do your own research, which you should always do. Phone call notarizations for sales, customer service, verbal agreements. They can make this happen for you. You see UBIX up in the corner there. Instant video notarization for construction, delivery, accidents. So imagine for the construction side, just real quick, that instead of having to wait for the inspector, you could use a notarized video real quick and show maybe a weld or something, and then they can see that it wasn't a falsified video, and if it was, you know, sufficient information for the inspector, they wouldn't even have to show up. They could say that that was legal evidence and it's been notarized, and so that it's legit, and they could verify it, you know, visually through theirs. It could save a lot of money. And the blockchain, the construction industry is one of the slower enterprises to actually adopt blockchain technology. And I think with rising costs of construction materials and everything else that's going on, you're going to see a real push to lower costs. And the blockchain can lower these construction costs. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second, but let's kind of look at UBX. And we got this wedge, and we're right here at the bottom of it, right? and it's been slightly ascending. You can see it's gone up just a little bit right here, and here we are just bouncing along the bottom. So we're waiting right now to see if we're gonna break through, and this looks like it's been a pretty good, you know, it was level of support right here and here. I mean, we've tested this a bunch, so, and you know, the more you test it, the more likely you are to break it. So there is a chance it could go down. That's how life tumbles. But there's a lot going on. They've got a lot of announcements that are coming up and stuff, and this is a bit of an ascending, even though it hasn't. Bitcoin has seen some weird stuff. We've seen some hype. We've seen Elon Musk thumbs up Bitcoin, thumbs down Bitcoin, thumbs up Dogecoin, a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, basically cryptocurrency and all of these analysis are based on emotion, for the, you know, like 90% of it or more. And you can look at the trends, but if somebody says something or sends the wrong tweet or whatever, it affects Bitcoin or it affects Ethereum. It all tumbles down, and it's kind of like shaking a blanket or a rope or something. When you get down to the bottom where these small altcoins are, they feel it the hardest because they got, you know, the smaller market cap. It takes less to move them and shake them. So just realize that these are more volatile, they're higher risk and everything else. And UBIX Network is going to be one of those. You're going to see these dramatic shifts every now and then. Hopefully we'll see a good one going up. And here's, you know, just kind of, we were coming into an uptrend. We saw all this, but it's still an ascending, right? It's an uptrend. So it still looks bearish, even though it's barely moving up. All right. So some tweets. Here's the MMM. That's the old Make Me Money, which was their staking, previously Make Me Money. Now it's going to be rebranded to the UBStake. Yeah, that's better. There was an AMA. I guess it didn't go very well. Let's see, the Twitter UBIX Network. So here's another one from UBIX. And it's the UBStake update. While we were publishing the previous tweet, our guys have finished assembling the service. Here's a little preview, and here's the portfolio export. So you can kind of get a look at what this is going to look like. Your value, week, month, year. UBIX shows your dollar, Ethereum value. That's interesting. So at least there's a sneak peek. It looks like it'll be out soon. You know, starting to get a product on that. Here's the airdrops. The 0.1% airdrops daily, and it kind of gives you a little chart. Entry point 1 million and 100. So then you get day 1, 1 million, so on, so on, so on. You can see how this adds up pretty quick, right? And it's compounded each day off of the new amount added. You know, so it'll be 0.1% of all of this, and then it'll be add that, you know, just in case we're not clear. So you got a long-term payout. The daily payout will gradually decrease after each year, and it will become 0.068% daily in year 2, 0.05% daily in year 3, and so on. But it will never, ever be zero. And that's what I was talking about, where they've set some aside and tried to make this a sustainable reward system. It can't be, I mean, obviously you can't say I'm going to give you 10% every day forever, because it's not feasible. It's not going to work. Same with the 0.1%, right? So that's why they've decreased it slowly, and they've set some aside to make that happen. And as it gets more value, you know, you're still gonna 0.5% might actually be worth more than 0.1% today in 5 years or whatever it is, you know. So consider that as well. Here's another look at the ecosystem. It's all the same stuff that we've talked about, just in a different format. UBIX Network, this is something I found on Knitter, but it says bi-weekly update, USDT pair. So we added the USDT pair on KuCoin, which is pretty cool. Upcoming articles in 4 major Dutch magazines, and the Acceleration Group, 2 real-world projects announced, including and the UBIX Vault. Here's the link to the Dutch articles, and I don't speak Dutch, but some of it kind of translates over, like UBIX market looks like, shows the you know, it looks like they're talking about it basically. So here's the, you know, an ecosystem image, much like the ones that we saw, and it shows, you know, just a short article, but at least it's exposure. Here's another one. Token most von blockchain technology. What is blockchain technology? UBIX. Integrate is key in ecosystem. UBIX. I mean, you can kind of make some of this out, but again, it's, you know, talking about the UBIX token and our project network. Exposure is exposure. So those are the only two I could find. It said 4, but maybe the other ones aren't out yet, or I just missed them. Anyway, but you know, that's pretty cool. Tweets. So we got the UBIX Vault. One of the projects in the lab will be the UBIX Vault. Project documentation and its reliability is of big importance in the multi-trillion-dollar construction industry. And that's about a 13 trillion as far as multi goes. Last time I looked that's a lot of T's. Construction industry, including our partner Acceleration. So the Acceleration Group, we'll talk about that in a second, but here's one of the real world initiatives, UBIX Blockchain Lab. And this is from the UBX, man. The reliability and security of project documentation are of utmost importance in the multi-trillion-dollar construction industry, and UBIX will handle these by combining our archivist, notary, and oracle functions. And the global construction industry expected to reach an estimated 10.5 trillion by 2023. That's what it says right here. I think one of the articles I have in here that we'll get to was talking maybe 13. So it's over 10 trillion at least. Let's go with that. The upcoming blockchain lab will integrate UBIX network technologies into existing business processes. The developed tools will be immediately implemented and used by clients in the Acceleration Group. One of the first tasks is to integrate the SilentNotary service, which recently migrated from Ethereum, which was their, was it STNY, or they had a token, an Ethereum token for SilentNotary, and to the UBIX network platform. This service will be used to create primary sources of information on the status of construction projects. That's big news right there. And then about UBIX. UBIX Network is an open, decentralized protocol that is a hybrid of DAG and blockchain technologies. A feature of the UBIX Network technology is the seamless integration of various types of blockchains without the use of gateways, beacon chains, and other types of intermediaries. The network allows users to create their own blockchains with various consensus logics. And the public network has been operating since 2019 and contains several user-created blockchains, both public and private. Partnership announcement, UBIX Network and Acceleration Group, January 3rd. The Acceleration Group chose UBIX Network due to its feature to the seamless integration, to be able to integrate seamlessly various types of blockchains, right? That's why they chose it. The network allows users to create their own blockchain with different consensus mechanisms. You can have private, you can have public. And the Acceleration Group is an engineering and consulting company which specializes in the management and digital monitoring of construction sites and industrial enterprises. And one of their recent projects has been the management of these 52 hospitals in just 45 days. Another was their construction of temporary premise for the Sochi 2014 Olympics. Here is the Acceleration Group website. Here it is translated. So they have technical, customer construction control, construction management, 5D monitoring of construction sites, design, BIM design. So here's some of their projects that we can go through. Here's the hospitals that they were talking about, the post office, first private tram in Russia, museum, Moscow City, moving of the Moscow government to the Oko Tower, the pavilions, low-rise building project, labor migration center, and stadium Zenith Arena, and the construction of temporary infrastructure in Sochi for the Olympics in 2014. So, you know, some money there. They've been around. The Acceleration Group of companies has been working in the construction market of Russia, CIS, and non-CIS countries for more than 15 years. If you want to know what CIS is, that is the Commonwealth of Independent States. That's Azerbaijan, Armenia, Belarus, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Ukraine. And then non-CIS would be not those countries, right? Here's a quick look at some of the, the structures and a link for Sochi Olympic Park if you're checking that out. Check out the Wikipedia one. It's got a bunch of cool stuff. You can see some buildings and some neat information. But basically, construction, right? Blockchain in construction, how will it change the industry? This is in February 26, 2021. You can read the top and get through. It's pretty cool, but there are 6 immediate benefits to the construction industry that blockchain technology provides. And again, this is an industry that has been really slow to adopt blockchain technology, so look for this to be a growing trend. Predictive asset maintenance. Smart contracts that stay on track, right? Project management is huge in this business. Proactive third-party oversight, accelerated payment processing, instantaneous collaboration, and streamlined supply chains. Anything to cut costs with the price of materials skyrocketing right now. And don't expect, with the way inflation is looking to be, I mean, they're talking like 6% or better in the U.S. For this year alone. Prices are going to stay up and they're going to keep going up. So the need to reduce costs is inevitable, and the blockchain can help, and UBIX can help. And you know, I see this growing right here. Look, construction is one of the most capital intensive industries in the world, and they're talking, this is in December, 13 trillion a year market volume. The most conservative industry currently undergoing a period of digital transformation, and this opens up opportunities for using blockchain technologies to organize the interaction of project participants, solving the problem of trust, right? For which, in fact, the UBIX platform was developed. All these links are always below. So what do you think? Are we bullish on UBX? I am. And I'm hoping that, let's see, wrong chart, right here. I think that we'll know, you can see we're just bouncing off the bottom right here, and hopefully we'll see some growth on this. With everything that's coming up, we're starting to see more projects and more function and more utility from this product. That's really what we want. And I'm looking for this to move up. I'm not doing a price prediction yet. Right now we're still on the fence. We're watching, but we're really hoping that this, you know, we want to see a break out of this trend right here. You know, the trend is your friend. When we look back, we saw good growth. Now we've seen this barely, you know, uptrend of a triangle, an ascending triangle. And you can see that if we can break this, we do have a lot of room to grow. It's done it before. It kind of, see how this made a triangle here? It's hard to see. And I could probably put a small line in here in a different color to help it. But we kind of saw a similar thing right here, right? And then finally broke out at the end, and we saw some serious growth, right? So all things to consider. I am still bullish on this project. I just think it's got to have time to marinate and grow. You know, you can't have everything overnight. We still have months left in this whole bull cycle. You know, Bitcoin is still going to grow, and this, all of these altcoins things they're still coupled to how Bitcoin and Ethereum perform, and I think they're still going to perform quite well for at least the next few months through the end of summer into fall, and then we'll see the altcoins carry that through probably to the end of the year. All subject to change. None of this is financial advice. Comment, subscribe. We'll see you soon, everybody. Cheers.